Welcome to this week's episode of the Worst Movie Podcast, where we cover 2019's Little Women, directed by Greta Gerwig. We spend most of the episode thirsting over Timothy Chalamet, because he's hot as balls.
Little woman.
So this week, we are once again being snaked out by the usual host, or the old host.
He's been fired.
He's been fired.
He's
He
been
hasn't
fired.
watched the movie in about a month. So he is...
For somebody who's involved in a movie podcast, he's done a very little as to watching movies over the past couple of weeks.
True.
I mean, like, take it from me. I'm so dedicated. I've got next week's film already won.
Wow.
Wow.
Will
Will
Weeks
be
in
revealed at the end of this
Weeks in
podcast.
advance, because we're banking them as well.
We are banking.
But I haven't introduced you either of you
Oh,
to
sorry,
us. So,
sorry.
you know, the audience doesn't...
Who
Who are these people
am
who are
I?
talking? You are Dekos.
am I?
No,
You
that's
might
me.
be. Oh, for fuck's sake.
No. Don't be silly, Joe.
Oh,
Yeah,
spoiler.
and I'm Ryan.
I
So,
am
for fuck's sake.
So Joe
We're
is Joe.
already
Deacon
got off
is
the
Deacon,
rails.
Ryan is Ryan. It's a
Yes.
bank holiday Monday.
It is.
It's a bank holiday Monday.
It's
We're
also like
banked up.
midday and we've never recorded a podcast this
Yeah,
early. I feel
true.
like we're all just kind of
Dead.
going through
inside.
the motions.
Yeah, I don't know what the outside is. Like, I can see
it
sun.
right now. It's
What is that?
There's
I haven't
green.
even had my breakfast yet.
Damn. Well,
Yeah.
you know, you can have a nice, nutritious,
I've
balanced
had
meal
all breakfast.
of a
you know?
log line showdown to start us off. Start off your day right, Joe. Log line
Oh.
showdown is a segment where we each have come up with a log line for this movie. The movie this week
Have
being
we?
Little Women. Have we? No, most of the time we haven't, and we just wing it. And whoever wins log line showdown at the end of the year, the most points, will get a sweet prize.
Sweet prize.
Yes.
It's a
Do we know what this
to
prize
every-
is?
No, because it's a surprise.
Mm.
We won't know. I don't think
Oh,
we'll know
yes.
until
Yeah.
the day comes round.
Yeah, it will be the prize will more than likely be we walk into like Tesco and just find something.
Yeah.
More than
And
likely
hand
a
with a
world's,
Freddo.
more than likely a world's #1 dad trophy.
I think it's something like £10 worth of Freddos. So like a Freddo.
Too many
I
Freddos.
think it should be a trophy with
Not
a
a-
Freddo in there. I think it should be.
Yeah.
I think it should definitely be something like that. We buy it like one time and you have it for the year. Like it's like a reminder that you won Logline Showdown. You know, it just sits there.
It's a
The fact that
grand
we've
prize.
almost
It's
got
gonna-
to
it's
the
gonna-
end of the
We
year
have like
as
an
well.
award. There's like an award ceremony
It's
and
gonna
shit
be
we
a
can have.
grand. Oh yeah, we'll be doing awards.
An award ceremony.
Oh, we'll
Right.
do an awards episode. Anyway, yeah.
Straight on to. I mean, actually, we could do like at the end of the year, like a best.
That's what I'm
of,
thinking.
the three
we do
films.
like an episode where we just look
Like
back
we just
through
pick our
the
top
year.
5 films.
Yeah.
Well, we do. Yeah, we
And
look
have
at the
some
best
podcast awards.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Most likely to not watch the movie.
Wow.
The
there you
nominees
go.
are Cameron, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right, there's straight into the logline showdown. Joe,
Oh,
you're clearly in need of nutrition, so
Mhm.
provide us
okay.
like a brave mama bird.
Let's go. We're gonna do this on the fly. For a film full of little women, the men must have been very averagely sized.
Fuck's sake.
I fucking hate you.
Well, look, I think Timothy Chalamet is actually quite short.
I think we got an award for worst logline of the pod.
Hey, there was no excessively tall men in this film. And as described, all the women were meant to be very little. So, I'm just saying. Saul Goodman is not a very
Yeah, let's
tall
move
man.
on. Let's move on, Swift. Dekos, hit us with the
This is not
logline.
going to be any better than
Redeem
mine.
Redeem us.
Little Women. A film about women writing books and getting married and shit.
Wow. That is a very
Okay.
concise
Oh,
description
God.
of the movie.
Am I wrong?
No, you are. It's very blunt, shall we say. Very blunt.
It's a logline. People want to know what the film are, and I
True.
described the film.
I mean, yeah, you don't lose points for being incorrect. You know, that is the premise of the movie.
Oh yeah, there's also death and shit.
Ooh, drama.
Also
Bit of
death
drama.
and shit.
Bit of drama.
And Willy Wonka.
Yeah, and Saul Goodman. It's a really ensemble cast for this movie.
Really, it is a stacked cast, I will say.
That's a big word for you.
I know.
You're
It's early in the day. You know,
Joe is like really smart when he wakes up, and then
Yeah.
just becomes
get slower as the
Like-
day goes on.
as the day goes on. You reach
Get
a
worse.
I use up my energy.
Before he goes to bed, he can't talk properly.
Joe
Yeah.
wakes up in the morning. You know, he puts on his like a monocle. Reads like a chapter of the Bible. You know, he can fully understand every word.
But the
And
Bible's
by
in
the end
English.
of the day, he's just watching. Now you're reading it in the original. I assume Hebrew.
Wouldn't know.
Hebrew.
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't know the religion law.
But what drink does he brew?
I am, bro.
Okay, right, logline, go. We need to carry on.
Yeah, right. All right. Oh my God, this is like scuffed as fuck.
Jesus is on the cross and he just goes, for Scotland!
Oh, for God's sake.
Well, my logline for this week is I, for one, really enjoyed the Holdo lore. I thought it really fleshed her character out for the Last Jedi, is it? Yeah, the eighth Star Wars
Fuck
film.
off with you and the
It
Last
really,
Jedi.
I guess I finally understand why she, flew that spaceship straight through the other one, and it was clearly
that's
to
where I
protect.
recognized her from.
It was clearly to protect her son-in-law Timothy Chalamet, who
Yeah,
is so fucking hot.
he's a
Jesus
beautiful
Christ,
man. He's a
beautiful
beautiful
man.
man. Right. That was fantastic, Ron.
That was honestly the best logline showdown.
now-
Another
and now-
riveting week of exciting log lines done.
And now on to Cameron.
I wonder why most people tune out by the time they've got to this point.
I
Right,
think they tune in.
on to the points. Who's gonna win this week? Look at this. We've got all these beautiful points. Joe, you want to start us off?
I'll go with I'm gonna have to go with Ryan. I can't allow Decos to get a 4th point in a row. Just on that's the only thing I'm going off. Okay, I don't care. The log lines were all
It's
fucking
not fair.
shite.
That's bias.
No, it's not. The log line. This isn't a democracy, Decos. Okay, log line showdown. It's every man for himself. All the log lines this week were absolute garbage, and so I'm just going off the premise. I refuse to allow you to win a 4th week in a row. So I'll go with Ryan.
I'll go next. I'm going to keep it interesting. I know I called his logline the worst ever on the podcast, but I'm going to vote for Joe to make it interesting.
Wow,
They're all
thank
trash.
you very much.
Giving
It's not
Decos.
going to be interesting because I'm going to vote Ryan for Joe was mean to me.
Well, could have seen that coming.
the logline showdown politics.
Every man for themselves, Joe.
Oh no, that's fine. No, to be honest, this actually works in my favour because I'm really eager to get Ryan's points all filled up so we can start selling Cameron's land.
So we can start loaning
We
out.
came up, when we first joked about this premise a couple of weeks ago. It's played on my mind. I really am. As soon as Ryan's box gets filled, I'm gonna put a for sale sign in Cameron's box, and we're gonna start. We're gonna have.
We're gonna section it, grid it.
Yeah, we're gonna grid it, and I'm thinking 1 week after the log lines, we're gonna have an auction, and we're gonna start selling off pieces of his land. So I'm more than happy to give Ryan the point this week.
And there we go. The points have been updated. Timothy Chalamet in the bathtub from the French Dispatch, which is the wrong film, but don't care, has been added. You can see look at those points. Look at Cameron. Cameron with none.
Ryan has.
You do have to be here.
Like 4 or 5 more points until the auction.
I think a bit more than 4. It's probably like 7. I'd say.
I'm gonna make sure your next point just takes up like a majority of what space you've got left.
For fuck's sake. Right, moving swiftly on. Let's talk about the movie and the stuff, but not all of the stuff because that's the next segment. So we just talk about
some of the stuff.
The general stuff. Anyone got any starting off points here outside of Timothy Chalamet being hot as fuck?
Well, it's a movie.
really
That's
understand
astute
the film,
observation.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
don't really
don't think
understand what's going on half the time.
yeah, I don't think I'm exactly the
One
target
time they were
audience for this
poor,
type of
one time
film.
they weren't poor, and I was confused.
I will
So,
be honest.
I mean, I can guide us through this a bit because I know. Well, I mean, I've seen this before, and I know a bit about the film, and I get it's like based on a book,
Yeah,
right?
it is based on a book, I know that.
What?
So
Is it the book
essentially,
that she
it's not
wrote?
the
What a
the
plot
structure
twist.
of the film is non-linear, so it's a bit like what's a good God, what's like another good film?
Destiny.
Pulp Fiction, for example. It's a bit like that same style where it sort of just swaps between different stories and doesn't really tell you,
Hmm.
but it does
Ah,
just. But that's like the issue. It just doesn't tell you, so it just keeps jumping between different bits. Like you sort of you begin at the end,
Yeah.
basically, with her
It
like
felt
having
like
moved
there
to New
was
York.
there was too many
Yeah, it
characters.
definitely becomes like a bit disorienting, and at least to me anyway, it becomes a bit disorienting, and it isn't like clearly shown when you're swapping. At least with say like Pulp Fiction, there's different characters in the stories, so
yeah.
you sort of are like aware that okay, we've swapped, maybe we're in a different time, we're in a different story now. Whereas it's always the same characters. It really doesn't help as well that I think. So you have your, I guess the main leads in this, Charisse Ronan, Emma Watson, and Florence Pugh.
Pugh. Yeah.
They're the main leads, and I think they're actually meant to be quite young.
Yeah, I think they are. No, because I'm pretty
Like,
sure, like,
especially just like the way Florence Pugh is like acting, very like
oh yeah,
when
It's
no,
just,
some of the
she's
earlier
meant to
scenes, she
be.
definitely
Yeah, she's meant
seems
to
like
be
she's
he's
like,
definitely supposed to be quite young, yeah.
yeah.
like probably like 12 at most.
No, maybe a bit older than that.
Maybe.
Yeah, well,
I don't know, but like
so 15, 16, I say
Yeah,
Florence Pugh
I
character
think
was.
I think the oldest sister, Joe,
Probably
she was
early.
about 17-ish, probably turning 18. Oh wait, was she the
Yeah,
oldest, or was Emma Watson's character the oldest? She got
Emma
married
Watson
first.
character. Emma Watson
Yeah,
character's oldest, but
I
the
think she
Joe
was like
can't.
18. That's why she was started going to these like the ball type things to try and meet a husband. So I think
Timothy Chalamet type.
yeah, surprising she
Yeah,
didn't
because
try and all act more.
back in that day, if they weren't married,
Yeah.
before the age of 19, they were called spinsters basically, and just cast out.
Yeah,
Ow.
their aunt made that very clear. Scary aunt.
But anyway,
Doesn't
going back,
she
yeah,
do?
there is just a, I guess like the fact that
But
the
I
actors
sort
the
of
actors are
understood
like
those.
changing ages, but they really just don't look like they're like 15. I'll be honest. It kind of just looks
Yeah,
like
it does
Florence
throw it a
Pugh
little bit.
with
It
a
is a bit
with a
confusing.
weird haircut.
Yeah, I will say, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think all the acting was great. Florence
That
Pugh's
was good.
character, though, like the fact she is meant to be playing somebody who's a lot younger, but she still looks like. I mean, I don't know how old she is in real life.
Let's have a look.
I think she's
I
got to
want to
be.
say just like 22,
I think she's
23.
older than
She is
that.
27.
I was
So
gonna say,
what?
yeah,
When this
she's
came out, she'd been
27.
about 24.
Yeah,
So about
and
10
Yeah.
years older.
seeing somebody in the body of a 24-year-old speak with the mannerisms of like a child, it was a bit odd, I will say.
Yes.
I mean,
But it
like,
turned out well.
no, I actually didn't. Nothing about her getting her. My foot got stuck in a bucket. Ah, oh no, comedy.
Just a foul in the ice.
We say?
Comedy moment.
Just a foul in the ice.
Well,
And
yeah,
she
well,
said
that
she
was
couldn't
should
breathe whilst her head was above the water.
yeah.
Feet. Built different.
Oh my
Why
god, I
is it?
completely forgot that happened. I watched this film yesterday, and I just
Yeah. I mean, how
I don't-
silly.
I did a count.
I
I
will
did a
say,
camera
I
and
don't know if
watched
this
it.
happened for any of you guys, but
No,
for
yeah,
me,
actually, no.
this
You know
film,
what? Sorry,
this
sorry.
film, oh,
I just want to make a comment on that. You know what? You fucking deserve to fall in the ice. All
oh
right?
my god,
No, she was a fucking bitch.
Wait, she was a
Burnt,
bitch.
like
She burned her book.
the whole film revolves around Joe and her, her one passion in life. Like she is the one that's trying, like she is the sister that is trying to get away from the
She's trying to help
the
them making money.
ideology that they had for women back then. Obviously, this film shows that people treat the women like they have to just get married, do this, do that, whatever. She is like the one that's trying to break that, and the whole key is her writing. Okay, and she burns all the pages over what? That was a crazy move.
She wasn't allowed to go to the theatre with Timothy Chalamet. Florence, that's fair enough.
I mean, yeah, but to burn the pages of her book, I mean, it's not like she had copies. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Also, I'm guessing they don't know. I'm guessing they didn't know that she was selling her books for money. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't have done that.
No, I think she knew because she literally said like, "I
Oh,
wanted
she's
to
just a
hurt
stupid
you."
bitch.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I wanted to hurt you. It's the only way I could hurt you." Bro, if I was her and she fell in the ice, I'd be like, "Bitch, you gotta start
I would
swimming.
push her back in.
You gotta start
When
swimming."
Timothy Chalamet said get a branch, I'll be fucking pushing her back in with it.
No. No. When he's like, get a branch, you return with like a tiny little twig. Oh, grab on.
No,
Grab
I'll
on.
be walking around in like a field of like branches going, huh?
Oh
just like,
no.
I can't see any. I
branches-
can't see any branches.
The branch has snapped. Oh no. I guess we'll have to carry on skating around the hole. Anyway. I didn't
They're
like
nice
a character.
people.
I didn't like a character.
I didn't like Emma Watson, to be honest. I thought her acting was romantic in my opinion, compared to the others.
I actually
was
agree so
disappointed.
much for this. I feel like
I was disappointed by her acting.
I
Because I
actually
know she can.
No, I don't think she can. I think this film actually just exposes Emma Watson as not being that great of an actor,
Okay.
and having just come up at a time when there wasn't really many other great female actors.
No,
Like,
I think
she's
that's
literally next to,
slightly
like,
harsh.
I know she's next to like the fucking powerhouses that are Charlize Ronan and Florence. Future back problems with the amount of films she carries at Pew, but
I think that's slightly harsh because you can fact check this. I'm
I
pretty
don't know.
because
Put Elizabeth Olsen in there instead of Emma Watson. Wait for the film.
no,
Cameron will watch it then.
can't speak her name. She's been cancelled.
Why? I don't know why. I seen she's been cancelled, but I don't know why.
It was something to do with like she was just speaking ill of like her like that's how the Scarlet Witch character's been, written throughout the latest Marvel movies, and then Marvel
Yeah, it is kind of in trash.
Yeah, no, but then Marvel
Basically, yeah, but
they've turned around to be like, if you don't like it, then you can go. That's what they've said, pretty much. And she's gone.
Oh.
But
I don't care. Well, I don't care. She deserved better writing.
She did. But you might want to fact check this. But I'm pretty certain, like Emma Watson is almost fully retired from acting. I don't think she's done anything besides this movie. I don't know. I don't think she's been in anything else after this, and I don't think she was in much before this because after her
she's a female, right?
After she hasn't actually. No, she's been in. What is this? Oh, that's a short. She directed a short.
Yeah, so she hasn't done anything because she doesn't like. But she in like what she does now is she's like very much like a female activist. Yeah, and so obviously a movie like this would be. That's why probably the only reason why she's in it. But she's not.
Yeah, but she turned around and got married in it. She turned around and got married in it. She was the one trope that.
Yeah, no, and I get what you're saying, but there had to be one character.
Yeah, she basically did.
No, but she didn't.
Basically, did the Harry Potter films. Was in Perks of Being a Wallflower. Did the Bling Ring, Sofia Coppola, and then not really much past that.
She didn't like she gave up.
A couple of films.
So
yeah, apparently in Beauty and the Beast as Belle.
Yeah, she was Belle.
She was. Yeah.
That's probably her last.
I think like the fact that they just even had her in this movie was probably a win in their eyes anyway. Like because she is a very vocal female activist, and to have her in a film that's very.
She's still a big name, to be fair.
Yeah,
she's a big name, but she was fucking mid as fuck though.
But she was very much like a side plot in this film, I thought.
Yeah, she sort of just is the main character.
She hurt her ankle on the line.
Oh yeah. If it weren't for that ankle, she was the pivotal point. If it weren't for her ankle, then the whole thing with, and we never have met Timothy Chalamet, and that breaks my heart.
Also, something with Timothy Chalamet, the way he acted and stuff, very similar to what you see in the trailer of Wonka.
No, I think Timothy Chalamet just plays Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, I was about to say the
and
same
Timothy
thing.
Chalamet is just
that all
such
his
just a
movies
charismatic
just
bastard.
him. Yeah, he is just him. Like when you cast Timothy Chalamet into a movie, you're casting him because you want the idea of Timothy Chalamet in your movie. You know, he's not the greatest actor in the world. He's good, but look, let's be honest with ourselves. He's just a very handsome man, and so you get him in a movie, people are gonna flock to it. I mean, look, the new Wonka movie looks absolutely terrible, but people are going crazy for it.
I think if someone made a film with him and Henry Cavill in it, like all the cinema would be full of women.
Oh yeah.
Nah, I mean, I would be there.
Front row seats.
Wait, what the fuck? Timothy Chalamet was in Interstellar?
Yeah, he was the brother of well, he was a son. He was Matthew McConaughey's son.
All right.
But he had a very small role. Like, that was when he was like very small in acting, I think, because obviously he didn't really do much, and he died anyway in that film, didn't he?
Man, small boy.
I think the only part of Interstellar he was in was when they were chasing after that drone.
So what you're saying is that in Interstellar, Timothy Chalamet was a little Timon.
He was a little Tim.
Little Timon.
Anyway,
let's stay on the key actors, just because I have a very I guess this is more of an observation about the film I noticed, but you can tell very early on which one of these is going to tragically die.
Oh yeah, 100%.
These little women, because you've got these big name actors, and then look at you can see them there on the video.
Big name actors, just
very little woman, who not really recognizable. So
what is she in?
She's only in 11 things. This is probably her breakout role. Yeah, I'd assume it is.
And I don't think it's been anything else so that I remember.
Apparently she was in, what was her name? Eliza Scanlon. She was apparently in a film called Baby Teeth.
Oh, don't know what that's about.
It was very obvious that she was going to be the death of the movie quite early on, because she's too perfect. She's there, and she can never do any wrong, and she plays the piano for a sad old man, and then tragically dies. But I'm sorry, why would you like that house? I could tell there was demons in that house. With that poorer family with the kids. You just knew that was going to come bottom in the ass.
Yeah, well.
But never help the poor, is that what you're trying to say, Joe?
They lived in a cabin in the woods. I mean, if that doesn't scream, this is going to be the major.
Fuck, where was Dave Bautista then? Why didn't he rock up?
Exactly. Maybe he was there.
She had to kill off one of the children. She didn't do it. So now there's been a plague of scarlet fever unleashed on her.
But
wow. Yeah, I didn't really click this film. No.
Nah, it was a nice good film.
I can see why people like it.
Yeah.
Just not for me, not more sort of thing.
It was a bit too happy fucking family for me. I would have preferred a bit more. The mother, I know we'll get into the goats and the stones later on.
Laura Dern.
The mother, come on. It was fucking annoying. Way too
She's always like that now, she's in. I'll hold her.
My goodness. Every single issue in their life was solved by a fucking please, thank you. Jesus.
She prayed.
Just too perfect.
Didn't really help.
I wanted more drama. I wanted to see the house burn down.
I swear it was all drama. There's all drama. you want more
drama.
drama?
No, I'm talking like, you know, they had this element of their father being away at war. I wanted to see like
I expected
the
the
war
father to
come.
die, to be honest.
I wanted to see the war come to the house. There'd be like a shootout or
God.
something. Also, very pleasant surprise that I don't know his actual name, but Saul Goodman.
Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, I did not know he was going to be in this
Oh
film.
my
And when
god!
he appeared as the
The
dad,
standard reaction when he like rocked up, just everyone goes wild for him.
You would, wouldn't
Trying
you?
to prove just to throw something in the fucking air.
Yes, because she's
As
the
you do.
silly, goofy one, Decos. Silly, goofy
Oh, she's a
mood.
silly good.
Yes, she's in
I'm
a
so,
silly.
I'm so silly.
She's in a silly, goofy mood. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we should move on. That's all we've got to say.
I know we're running out. I have one more point. I actually think that the ending of the film wrapped it all up very nicely.
Yeah, it was good. However,
I think when she sat there, like, look what, like, when the book is being made, that is a genuinely very good scene.
Okay,
like,
however,
good job, Greta Gerwig.
I want to play devil's advocate here. All right, and read between the lines.
I see what you did there.
And this might be a very wild little theory. I am just gripping at, well, you know, whatever I can at this point. Do you think that there is a chance that the ending of this movie is not the actual reality that happened? Because the fact that
I see what you mean.
Because the fact that the scene where they chase after the man from the start, I can't remember his name, the man with the mustache, and they very quickly intertwined each scene intertwined with the scenes where the director of the publisher was very adamant that he wanted the ending to be of her marrying, and she was very adamant that it wasn't. And every time he was like, yes, but I think you should have it as marriage at the end. And then she finally gave in. That's when they have the scene where, they found each other at the station and then they fall madly in love and they get married. Do you think there's a chance that wasn't real, and that maybe was her giving in to the fact that, you know, she wanted this book published, and so she changed the ending, which is why maybe at the very end of the film you don't see her really with him, but you see her, you know, look on her family. She's got her book, and the ending is just
Well, no, she doesn't end up with him.
No, she does.
No, that was literally just for the sales pitch.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that didn't, Joe. You're not gripping at anything. I don't think that actually happened.
Well, okay, I wasn't sure. So
that was that was just like, oh, this is how the book ends, and then you get to see how the story really ends.
Oh, okay, so is that meant to be common knowledge?
Yes.
Joe, I don't think you wake up smart either.
But I don't know. I watched it, and then I kind of, so is that how it's meant to be perceived?
Yeah, that's what I mean, at least that's what I thought.
That's what I thought as well.
Well, you see the scene, and then it cuts back to her saying, you know, if I'm going to sell off my main lead for money, I might as well make some of it.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but the actual physical scenes where they chase after him in the horse and carriage, meet him at the station, that is not
fictitious.
Real. Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. I just wasn't sure because this film cuts so much between everything, the past, the present. It's not very clear. So I was just making the point of, just in case people missed it, that's what I got from it as well. That was meant to be fictitious. That wasn't the true ending.
Yeah.
Okay,
because
that's
the true ending is at the end. So this is what I was going to mention.
The ending is
at the end when she's watching the book,
that's
and
crazy.
she basically gets her book, and like Charisse Ronan does such a good job. I feel in that moment, like the acting, the non-verbal acting is fucking so on point because she just like sums up all the different emotions she's feeling. Like she has her buck, like she's proud because she's got her buck, and like this is like a live stream. She's like done it, but then she's also had to like sacrifice so much to get there, sort of thing.
Yeah. You could say she's a bit of a sellout at the end.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Nah, she keeps the rights, like, you know, she keeps the rights. She gets a pretty good deal.
Yeah, but she's out like everything she's against the whole film, and then she marries off the protagonist. I mean, the book is just of her life.
What? She didn't marry off.
Yeah,
What?
that's what I'm saying. No. So at the end of this book,
Oh, John.
the main lead, which is her, she ends up getting married, which is why they have that scene where you see them physically chasing down the guy, confessing they love each other, bye, they get married. But that obviously didn't really happen. That was her trying to sell the book. So now in her book about her life, she does get married, but in reality, she doesn't. So she sold out a little bit. She didn't stay true to herself. Or maybe, who knows? I don't know. I'm just trying to read between the lines, so trying to get something out of this, you know?
Like...
If only you could read.
Yeah, I can't read. That's the problem.
Damn.
Moving on?
Yeah, let's move. Let's move on. I think we've talked enough about the film. Let's talk about the effects and stuff, but mostly the stuff. There weren't really any effects.
There weren't really much. I think the only thing of note is that the only real visual keys of the time difference is that the things in the past were very, warm and orange and bright.
Yeah, it's like reminiscing.
Yeah, and then when they cut to the present, it's very, dull and grey and dark. So that's sort of visual play was there, which kind of helped it a little bit. Otherwise, I think I would have been completely lost because they flip to and from the past and the present so much I can never keep up, and they all look the same age regardless. I don't really know how much time had truly passed between the earliest
there's
memories
no like
and the
sense of
present day.
time. I think in the film, like it's clear that a couple of years goes by because they have like Christmas and it's like, oh, Bob Odenkirk will be back.
They have
like
3 Christmases in this movie, I think.
So is this a Christmas movie?
It's very much a Christmas film. I mean, at 3 pivotal points in the film, the way they sum up where the story is at that point is around Christmas. Okay, they revolve around Christmas a lot. At the start of the film, it shows that the father's away. They're still very early on. They've not really got much going for them. They don't have much money, and they go try help the poor Christmas, whatever. Then they have the second Christmas, and things get better, but people are thinking of moving away. And the third Christmas is when the dad comes back, and then everything goes wrong.
True.
This is yet again another accidental Christmas movie.
Another one.
We love Christmas movies. What we consider.
I wonder if films are just putting in these like random Christmas bits just so like they can one day be like considered a Christmas movie. Basically like Die Hard. They probably just want to be like the new Die Hard.
I think every movie can be considered a Christmas movie if you look hard enough.
Not really. I mean,
name me a film and I bet I can make it a Christmas film.
Christmas movie. All right.
Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
The Meg 2.
The Meg 2.
Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Which one?
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List happens. There's snow in that, so it must happen around winter, and then must be happening around Christmas. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
The Meg 2. The very opening scene is in prehistoric times. And so in order to get to the present day, there would have been many a Christmas passed by. And so in its heart and soul, there is a Christmas in that movie.
Fuck's sake.
The boy in striped pajamas. Well, I mean, he wears pajamas. People wear pajamas on Christmas. I thought the ending was a bit... I mean, I know it's based on a book, but the whole thing of like, the whole story was the book she was writing the whole time. I mean, that's been done. That's literally The Hobbit. This movie
wait.
stole its
Joe,
idea
hang on,
from
Joe, you're
the
very much
Hobbit.
onto something with the Christmas thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this film, so something that we haven't really talked about, that this film is actually a remake of one from the 90s, Little Women from the 90s, starring Winona Ryder of all people. But that appears to be a Christmas film.
I don't know, man. No, it was a very Christmassy film. Christmas appeared 3 times, and there was ice and snow. Majority of it happened at winter.
True.
I just like to. I think I've just discovered something else. You know, this film is very reminiscent of The Hobbit.
How?
Well, the ending shows that the entire story you've just witnessed was the main character's retelling that ends up in a book.
I didn't watch anyone.
The Hobbit did that, and these did that. Also,
They were little.
The Hobbit was a story of a small species. This film is called Little Women. In The Hobbit, somebody dies. A few people die. Little Women, one of them died. There's an overarching elderly man that helps guide the story. Yeah. And
I hate what your brain does Monday
and there's a
midday.
dragon in The Hobbit, and you could say that the aunt was also a beast.
Sitting on a pile of dolls.
Exactly!
The same film.
Oh my god, they're the same movie. But the
Oh my
CGI
god!
was a lot worse in that.
How fucking like baller would it be if Greta Gerwig comes out and he's just like, yeah, I based it on the Hobbit trilogy. It's actually a subtle retelling.
It wasn't Greta Gerwig that wanted to do the Hobbit remake, was it, or the Lord of the Rings remake?
I have no idea. Maybe
because there was somebody who wanted to do a Hobbit or a Lord of the Rings remake where it was a female cast, and it got a lot of, you know.
I know she's doing the
making
new Narnia films at some point.
Ooh. Do you like the classic Narnia? Oh, we could do Narnia at some point. Anyway, let's move on.
Greg Gerwig was better in Wiener Dog, just saying. Moving on to the goats and the stoats. Who was the goat? Who was the stoat? The best. The goat being the best and stoats being the worst, because look at
Joe is the person who played Joe.
Cherry's Ronan.
What is the
goat?
goat?
Yeah, Cherry's Ronan. Yeah, the goat. The stoats are more awesome.
I will have to agree. I don't think there can be anyone else.
No, what are you talking about?
Okay, maybe Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet smoldering the entire time and just being him, and he was being drunkard, and he was, dancing, and he was, he just was going for any sister that he could try get his hands on. I mean,
True.
He literally ticked them off.
Apart from the one who died.
Because he knew it was coming.
It's like you don't know what happened after.
Oh my god.
The darkest post-credit scene.
He really did, try whittle them down.
I've got to catch them all.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But, Timothy Chalamet will always be my goat.
I think he's, in our hearts, he's the goat. Like, if there was, who was the real life goat, it would be Timothy Chalamet. But unfortunately, this is about the acting, and as we already established beforehand, Timothy Chalamet wasn't really acting. He is just that hot.
Exactly, yeah. He is.
So he can't be the acting goat, but he can be the honorary just the goat.
He is a goat in life.
But I think for acting goat, it has to be Charlize Theron. I think she does such a great job in the film.
She carries this film, basically.
Yeah, like in a film with so many high-profile actors, the fact that she was just stood out above by a wide margin.
Absolutely lot better than how she was in Lady Bird. God, I hate that film.
Get out.
I hate it. Shit. The passion.
But we're not talking about Ladybird. We're talking about Little Women.
Who's
And
the
we're also now
stoat?
trying to figure out who the stoat was.
Emma Watson.
That's harsh. I think that's too harsh.
No,
It's
it's not
it
harsh.
is harsh on her, but
It's true. For
I
someone who's high profile in that name, she should have done better.
I think my stoat would be. No,
Jesus.
actually, I think I was. It was Meryl Streep, wasn't it, that played the aunt?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it was a very just half-assed performance from her.
Well, it was clearly a paycheck performance.
Yeah, I know that she was playing well, her character was meant to be like the hated one of the movie. You know, she was the horrible aunt that all she wanted was for her nieces to marry rich, and all she cared about was, the legacy of the
Yeah, it's
family.
just a stereotype.
But I didn't feel that it was portrayed that well. I thought it was a very half-assed, and then her death is just kind of bypassed. Like she just kind of is not there at the end of the film, and they're like, oh yeah, she's unwell and she died, and she's left you the house. But even when she was on screen, there wasn't really. I mean, there was one scene where, at the wedding, and she kind of pops off at all of them individually, which was quite funny. But the rest of it, I didn't really see her as the evil aunt. Thought it was a bit of a mid performance, to be honest. That'd probably be my stoke. Poor Meryl Streep. She didn't start singing.
What's yours,
I,
Ryan?
you know what? You make a very valid point. I'll agree to that. She was she can do a lot better. Postcards from the Edge, where she basically just plays Carrie Fisher. Great
She
in
didn't
that.
start singing abruptly, like in Mamma Mia.
True, she didn't.
And...
Thank God she didn't start singing abruptly. Jesus Christ. So yeah.
I'm not singing abruptly, man.
Oh, it's just the Mamma Mia film.
I don't think you watch it.
Both of them. Awful.
Oh no, you've watched both.
Yeah.
I will.
Right.
I think you're some Mamma Mia hater.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to the next segment, Joe. Moving on from Goats and Stoats onto our tier list. We've taken every single film we've ever watched on the podcast. We've given it a rating from S being the best, all the way down to the void, where only one occupant remains currently. Let's begin with Joe. What do you think about the film? How do you rate it?
I thought it was okay, all in all. It's not something that I probably would have watched on my own accord.
I have been looking at it quite a few times, honest, on Netflix, especially because I've had nothing to watch.
It had a brilliant cast, and I don't know. It was just a bit of. I found it a bit mid, so it might be a bit controversial. I'm gonna put it as an E tier film.
Oh my God, that is low.
I didn't really
You like it as much as Monster Hunter?
No, I voted Monster Hunter.
Don't rate that like A.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say E. Not look, great cast, kind of mid movie.
God damn. So Decos, what did you rate the film then?
I rated it F. I just didn't like it. It just didn't resonate with me.
Oh God, glad I'm not the only one.
The only reason it's not void is because I like the cats.
Oh my God, this is fucking harsh.
This movie did not hit with us well then.
And before anyone says, "Oh, it's because it's an all-women's cast," or Greta,
yes,
Greta
we are.
film, I love
talking about.
I loved Barbie, so I'm not dissing the director or anything.
Ryan Gosling, also known as Diet Timothy Chalamet.
No, buff Timothy Chalamet.
I mean,
Timothy Chalamet
is full fat, 30 grams of sugar coke. Whereas, Ryan Gosling,
he's fucking twig. He's Coke Zero.
He's Coke Zero, he's solid. But he ain't the real deal. So you guys have been very harsh on this film, and so
Yes.
I mean, I was going to rate this anyway, but my rating will reflect it. I don't think it's that bad. I think the biggest issue with it is that it just keeps switching between the times.
Yeah.
So it's just like constant whereabouts am I in this story. It lends itself very well to like rewatching it, and I think I mean, I couldn't follow it massively this second time round, but I also hadn't seen it for 6 months or thought about it for 6 months, so there's that angle. But I think if you were to say sit down and watch this film like twice within a month, you could probably follow it with relative ease. I think. I also think as well a big part of what makes it work, at least for me, is the acting's amazing. You do have this is my controversial opinion that Greta Gerwig is just the female Christopher Nolan, where they're both just massively overrated.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think the movies she's done, majority of them have been fantastic, which is why I was disappointed with this. Like with such a great cast.
Between the majority she's done, Joe, she's literally done
Lady
four.
Bird.
She's done 4 films.
Yeah.
Lady Bird, Little Women, Barbie, and something in 2008.
Yeah, no, but I know Lady Bird was a success. It wasn't I didn't like it, but I know it was good. I loved Barbie. But I just thought that like I've got such a great cast and the acting was fantastic. But I think like her directing and her creating this movie is what let it down.
I think the other problem though is it's a book, so
that's true. Books do tend to not lend themselves well to like
books are good TV shows.
People always say,
movies.
yeah, this is like the thing. People always are like, oh, it's a book. You're gonna make it into a movie. The thing with the difference between a movie and a book is that a book is really good at telling a story, whereas a movie is good at creating an experience around that story.
Yeah.
I would personally say
TV shows definitely lend themselves more so towards telling a story because you can tell it over a long period of time. Yeah, you can tell it over a long period of time.
And I mean, this was a
film. It's like an anime I watch. They're finishing off with 2 films, but they've got like 50 equivalent comic books left. So much stuff is going to be left out. Whereas if they did it as a TV show, you'd be able to tell the entire and everything. Like TV show, books should be converted to TV shows, not films.
Yeah,
really.
I agree. Well, yeah.
Anyway, I never gave my rating. I'd put it way above you guys. I'd put it in B tier. It's not that bad. It's a solid film with a few flaws. I think, well, quite a few flaws. There we go. We can clearly see Little Women has ended up in the D tier. That's D for documentary. Dora.
Well, she did technically document a life within a book, so it's
documentary. Right, moving on to our final segment. What's to know with Joe? Where we get to know what Joe wants to know. This week, Joe, what do you want to know? Please don't make us act out a scene from Little Women. Like you did last week. There was no blood bargain.
I don't really know what I want to know. I want to know.
Timmy Chalamet's number.
Yeah. I want to know. I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't prepare for this week.
It can be anything, Joe. Any question.
If Timothe Chalamet asked to marry you, what would your answer be?
I'm already engaged, so no.
But would you risk it all for Timothe Chalamet?
No.
What if he? Yeah, I don't believe this. Not in one of those like frilly suits he was wearing. God damn. He had rings on his hands. People love that. What about you, Ron?
Oh, I'm saying yes instantly. God damn.
Yeah, she was very silly too. She deserved to lose him. No one says no to my Timothe Chalamet, all right? And then thinks they can just run back a year later.
Yeah.
You know how You know how you said that your friend realized it had Timmy Chalamet, so she wanted to watch it.
Oh yeah.
No, I feel like it does the other way around.
Yeah,
I
a
feel
little
like
bit.
you secretly saw Timmy Chalamet like a little girl squeal.
100%. I want to be him.
I wanna be.
Anyway.
I would have well.
That was scuffed.
That's all I wanted
doesn't
to
he
know because I want to know if I
so
need to
doesn't he
kill
kiss
you both
the
for when he proposes to me.
No.
Alright. Let's move on.
Let's get out of this. Let's get out of this. Timothy Chalamet just thirsting over him, basically. So next week, the podcast, we will be doing Pitch Perfect. Decos, this is your film choice. You watched it recently. Anything to say about it?
it's a musical. It's an acapella. It's
Another
really
one.
good. Got quite a slightly studded cast, I'd say. Bit of like their starting careers. Anna Kendrick's in it. She's amazing.
Is this the
10 out of
one?
10.
Is the first one the one with Snoop Doggy Dogg?
No, that's the
God
second
damn
one.
it!
Is this the one where they keep saying Aka in front of everything?
Yes.
Aka, yes, Ryan.
Aka, yeah.
Aka bitches.
Right,
Yeah.
I guess for the
I
rest
have
of this
another.
Aka
Oh,
no.
I've already thought about what's a no with Joe for
We can go back.
next week.
We can go. We can do.
No, but it's about Pitch Perfect.
You're not going to be here for Pitch Perfect.
No, I know. Okay, well I'll just ask it now then.
Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down.
Okay, I'll write
And
it
then
down.
we will.
I've already thought.
We'll
of
do a
one.
what's. We'll do a
I don't
what's
think
to
I
know
can- I don't
with.
think I can wait that long to know what Joe wants to know.
No, you can wait. You can wait. You can wait.
Oh, this is torture.
Yeah, good.
It'll be a what's to know with Joe. What does Joe want to know when Joe's not here to know?
In the know. Yeah.
That was scoffed itself. Anyway, yeah, I'm hosting that one, aren't I? Because I picked. I'm actually gonna have to
God
like.
help us all.
Don't know how
I don't-
Cameron's
I don't-
weaseled his way out. His one thing was watching the movie and hosting, and he's weaseled his way out of hosting.
I watched the movie. He's weaseled himself out.
That is
It
not.
might
He
get to the
actually
point
is
where we
slowly extracting himself from the podcast.
we need to replace him with someone.
That is Aka awful behaviour from him.
Awful. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this week's episode on Little Women. We hope you enjoyed it. I mean, probably not the right people to talk about this film, but you know,
Yeah. We apologise
it
for our lack
anyway.
of taste.
Yes, we apologise. What do we?
If you enjoyed the podcast, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let us know a movie you think we should do. We're still doing that. No one's left a comment yet. You could be the first. You could have your movie on the podcast, and Cameron won't watch it. We've also got socials down below. Our letterbox accounts. You want to go check us out on there, along with a list as well of every movie we've covered.
We should
so
make
far
a
on the
worst
podcast.
movie.
So if you want to catch up with some of the episodes, you can go down there and have a look at what we've done. What are you going to say, Decos?
We should have a worst movie podcast in the world letterbox where it reflects our tier list.
That. Oh my god, that could actually be kind of banging.
Yeah, it'd be easy as well.
Would mean need basically a Smurf account for letterbox.
Yeah, give Cameron the job. He won't do it.
I might actually do that now that we've finished. That actually seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I contribute. Everyone heard it first. I'm a valuable member to this team. I totally do things.
Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.